Romans 15:4. Listen to the book.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the Scriptures, might have hope.
We all over the place, don't we? That's right. Whatsoever things are written aforetime, written for our learning, that we, through patience, comfort of the Scriptures, might have hope. Let's look at Romans chapter 6, verse 1. Listen to the book.
What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that con may abound?
What happened?
Elohim forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
So we can see already that he's come along and simply having, from what I pick up and gather from just this statement, that definitely was questioned that, was it okay to commit sin, as we will find with Christianity and other religions that would try to justify the behavior. You want to know, what should we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace, which is con, may abound? He said, Elohim said, no. How can we that are dead to sin live any longer in it? Y'all got me? We understand from a natural state that once a person is dead, they're no longer a participant or they receive any more reward in this life, correct? Well, if we look at it, if we become dead to sin, that means you're no longer a participant to doing things are wrong or receiving the wages or compensation of it, correct? So whatever's accounted to a man that's living, you can't give it to a man that's dead, right? Y'all okay with that? Well, we understand death simply from a natural state, correct? So when you're dead, you're no longer a participant, nor you're any longer a person that can be rewarded for works that can be done to someone that's living. Y'all got me? So now we're going to transfer it over to a person that is dead to sin. Now, if we're dead to sin, then we shouldn't any longer be a participant in it. I can't go and account a person that's dead for something. Somebody that's been dead for 20 years. Can I account them for something today? Last year, last week, 2 years ago. They lost that. Once they lost life, they lost any more of a reward in this life. Y'all got me? Let's see something. Pick me up and say that 1 Corinthians. No, make it Romans 7:1. Guess we got to look at it from more than one perspective, huh? This is Romans 7:1. Listen to the book.
Yada ye not Aki.
Oh, what'd you say?
Know ye not Aki?
You say yada, which is no. I think that talks about sexually, though, in the garden. Am I correct?
It could be knowledge, but he's using it wrong.
So maybe he's just doing what he want to do with knowledge.
Right.
What's that? What's it? YADA?
Yes, sir.
How you finna get suspended? You ain't been working with Timmy. How long have we been working right now? He just brought a yada. No, you not. Cousin, they also use. It's also used with Ka'ua and Adam, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yada. Put it. Let's just say put it down. But he'll pay for that. He was feeling good too. Okay, yada. He said, "Know ye
No,
Not.
that."
For I speak to them that know the law.
How that what?
The law have dominion over a ish as long as he liveth.
We understand that? Can you go charge a dead man with speeding? Run a stop sign? Not stopping at a yield sign? No, you can't do it. So the law only has dominion over those that are living. That's what he's trying to tell us, how the law has dominion. Or we'll use the word marshal. Y'all remember we talked about that? Marshal. M-A-S-H-A-L. Marshal. They don't have the R in it, if I'm correct. Marshal is the rule or dominion, right? So the law actually marshal, which is Torah, right? Which is instruction. The instruction marshals over a ish as long
as he liveth.
So how do we understand this? Talk to me.
For the Ashar, which hath an husband, is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth.
So a dead woman has a living husband. Is he still subject to any commitment to her? Why not? Because she's dead. Or a living woman with a dead husband. Is she still subject to any commitment to him? So we understand. He's telling us in a sense to where we can kind of grasp it. Got me? So now he's telling us about the law. So are you still alive? Is everyone in this room still alive? So the law still in effect for us. Because I'm speaking to them that know the law. He said the law has dominion over each as long as he liveth. That's what he just told us. So if we live it, how did the law leave? The only way the law don't have dominion over, we got to be dead. Now he's telling you about something that we should understand. He said a woman that hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband. How long?
So long as he liveth.
But
if the husband be dead,
she is what?
Loosed from the law of her husband.
So then if
while her husband liveth,
she be married
to another ish,
she shall be called
an adulteress.
Listen what happened.
But if her husband be dead,
and if her husband be dead,
she is free from that law.
So this what?
She is no adulteress.
So
she be married to another ish.
Listen what happened.
Wherefore, my Aki, ye also are become dead to the law by the body of Mashiach.
For what reason?
That ye should be married to another.
See that? You just went right into another commitment. You went right into another committed relationship. Y'all all right? All right, listen.
Even to him who is raised from the dead, that we should bring forth fruit unto Elohim.
Yeah.
For when we were in the Basar, the motions of sins, which were by the law, did work in our members to bring forth fruit unto death.
Yes.
But now we are delivered from the law, that being dead, wherein we were held, that we should serve in newness of Ruach, and not in the oldness of the letter.
See that? Listen.
What shall we say then? Is the law sin? Elohim forbid.
That's what some people try to tell us. If you keep the law as sin. He said the law is not sin. Tell me why.
Nay, I had not known sin.
Except for what?
But by the law.
That's how I understand sin. That's how I know it, by the law. The law identifies sin for me. Because the law gave me my instructions. And anything outside of my instruction will be a violation of the law. So that's how I know sin is by the law. Listen.
For I had not known lust, except the law had said,
what you shouldn't do?
Thou shalt not covet.
Listen.
But sin, taking occasion.
What do we say occasion was? Favorable opportunity. Listen.
By the commandment, wrought in me all manner of concupiscence, for without the law, sin was dead.
See that? So sin didn't have a life until the law came. Listen.
For I was alive without the law once, but when the commandment came,
what you do?
Sin revived,
and
I died.
Listen.
And the commandment, which was ordained to Kai, I found to be unto death.
Yes.
For sin, taking occasion by the commandment, deceived me, and by it slew me.
So what, hold on, back me up a little bit. What happened?
And the commandment, which was ordained to life.
Y'all see this? The commandment which was ordained to what?
To life.
Y'all hear that? That makes sense. The commandment which was ordained to what?
Life.
Kai. Listen.
I found to be unto death.
He said, I found that to be unto death. Listen what happened.
For sin,
taking
occasion by the commandment,
a favorable opportunity by the commandment,
deceived me.
It deceived me.
And by it slew me.
That's good. Oh, what you got? Barashit. Chapter 2, verse 6. For those watching, you'll call it Genesis. Listen to the book.
But there went up a mist from the Arats and watered the whole face of the ground. And Yahuwah Elohim formed each of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
Y'all pay attention. Now, pay attention what happened. There went up a mist from the ground. And he said, water the whole pani of the Arats, the whole face of the earth. And what did he do?
And formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
And listen what happened. He breathed into his life, breathed into his nostril the breath of what happened?
The breath of life.
And tell me what happened.
And each became a living nephash.
Y'all follow? How many y'all got it? You got it? What did you just get? Without the law. It just showed you how he lived without the law. He hadn't been given no law and he was alive. What's that? 2:16. Listen.
And Yahuwah Elohim commanded the Ish, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat.
See what he commanded the man before he made him? He commanded this after he made him, which meant that he lived without the law. That's what he's showing you, how he lived without the law. Now he's starting to give him the law. Listen.
But of the tree of the knowledge of Taub and Rasha, thou shalt not eat of it.
See what happened? Come on.
For in the yom that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Again, he told him, he told him about it. Tell him again what he said about the tree.
But of the tree of the knowledge of Taub and Rasha,
tell him what happened.
Thou shalt not eat of it.
Y'all hear that? Listen.
For in the yom that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Now, what did you just find? What did you find? What happened? What, law? No, you just found out he just told you that the law, the commandment, which was given for life. See, that's what you just learned. What he just told him was life. If he didn't do this, he would live. So you just found a statement that was made by Shaul, who they call Paul. Paul said that he was alive once without the law. Now, how did you understand that? You didn't understand it, did you? So we had to go back and look at the creation. That's why important it is. And now you're getting to understand it. He was alive once without the law. Now, when the law came, he said, now the law, which was ordained for life, that commandment came, that was life. All they had to do was not to touch it. If he told the day you do it, you're going to surely die. That was giving him a commandment to live. Got it? So we're going back to look at a pattern so we can understand it, because really just listen to what he said didn't make no sense. How was he alive without the law? I didn't get it. So I got to go back and look at Barashit. Got it? So I'm looking at a man that was alive without the law. Then I'm looking at when was the law ever given for life? Right here in the garden. The day you eat of it, you should surely die. So if I'm telling you what's going to kill you, that's also the opposite is going to make you live. Which means this is a commandment ordained to life. Got it? So when people come in and say the law is bad, like he's saying the law, he said, no, I had known sin without the law. See, when I went for us, just from his observation, I mean, all of it looked good. All of it looked good. Just like, how many of y'all think crab legs and shrimp look nasty? Y'all sick anyway. How many of y'all know crab legs and shrimp look good? Ain't that right? Lobster tail. But you know how you learned it was wrong? The law. The law. Then you start finding out these things actually carry a lot of poison and iodine in them. But see, the law came and identified. See, we wouldn't have known that without the law. So you can see where the law plays a premise of life. Just like this, how many baby back ribs look nasty? How many of y'all pork chops look nasty? How many of y'all y'all sick of it. How many of y'all pork chops look good? Good fried pork chop, good smothered pork chop. Baby back rib, babe, that's some good pork rib. Beef rib does not taste better than no pork rib. I'm not finna tell that lie. I eat beef rib, but I'm not finna be lying. But we wouldn't have known. But then look at all of the hidden hurts of it. You know what I'm saying? That what pork actually does. You know what I'm saying? So you still find where you can see a premise of life from the law. Y'all got me? Because these things here actually accelerate death for our people, especially for our people. Pork does more detriment from high blood pressure, diabetes. Same thing we learned from these scavengers, the crab, the lobster, the legs of the crab, the oysters, all this stuff. Tell you, Aphrodite, these things do a lot of hurt stuff. But we wouldn't have known that without the law. That's being honest. We wouldn't have known that without a catfish. A lot of them scattered catfish eat the scram, the skirt, the worst of the dirt, or the rocks. We're not supposed to eat that, but we grew up. A lot of us grew up eating it. If you from the country, your family ain't ate no fish, they eat catfish. I found a bus on everything they got to buy a mess of catfish. You think they brought some fish in there? Catfish, Cater, man, y'all ain't brought no fish. This garbage. You know what I'm saying? They'll go fish and throw a bass back. Get rid of good edible fish, except for maybe a brim. Country people don't fish for no crapping, for no hardy, for no bad. They don't want that junk. They want catfish. But see, the law, so you can start to see a premise of how the law gives life. Got it? So that's the way we understand this now. Now let's look at the third. He said, the day you eat of it, he said, tell him again what he told him. That's 2 and 16. This is what happened.
But of the tree of the knowledge of Ta'ub and Rasha, thou shalt not eat of it.
See, of good and evil. Listen what happened.
For in the yom that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
So now you finding two laws. You finding two things working here. Now you're able to discern what's, well, let's see something. 5 and 11. Abarim. They're going to call it Hebrews. Make it 5 and 8. I don't know why. Yes, I do, because it's in the book. 5 and 8. Abarim, they call it Hebrews. And what we kind of talking about tonight, kind of went a whole different way, but it's kind of giving us an idea of, a lot of times people have a kind of a piss poor perspective about the law. Because you can see what a law having, what was again? A shadow of what was it? So when we look at the Mashiach as the Debar and look at him as life and eternal life, we get the premise of that from the shadow. You know that? We actually get the premise of that from the shadow. Because just like we just learned in the garden right there, we could see where he was trying to give him life through the law. And when you see it, y'all agree with that? If he just told him, he could have either said, this is life eternal, or this is life if you only eat of these trees. He just told him in a way that only those that are sent of him and those that are ordained to him going to understand that. He just told him the day you eat of it, thou shalt surely what? Well, anybody that love him and got a real expectation of life or get exactly what he just told, you're trying to make it so I can live. You just told me the things I don't need to do because those things going to kill me. Just like he told us, be not overly righteous or overly wicked. What did he tell him? So what was that? That was through the law, or that was through under con. So what was he trying to give us? Life. So you can see how the law showed a premise of life. You know, people, Christian people, they get con. They look at the law is insignificant. It's not essential. I don't know why, because it gave me a premise. I understand points and parts of life from the law. All right, let's see what happens.
And Yahuwah Elohim said, it is not Ta'ub that the east should be alone. I will make him and help meet for him.
That's good. Give me 3 and 1. Barashit, that they call Genesis 3 and 1. And he got me 5. Oh, hold on, before you give me finish, let's pick up this 5 and 8. And you're going to hold me that 3 and 1, Brandon, of Barashit, they call Genesis. Abarim, they call it Hebrews. Listen to the book.
Though he were a ben,
Though he were a son,
yet learned he obedience by the things which he suffered.
y'all see that? He learned obedience by the things that he suffered. Is that something else? So which means he learned, how did Yahuwah learn it? I mean, Yahusha, I wonder how did he learn it? How did he learn through the things he suffered? Through what? Experiment? Through chastisement. Just like Adam got it. See, the only way Adam didn't learn it no other way except through chastisement. We can clearly see that. If he had learned in the first one, it made no sense to chastise him. Who whips a child that does everything they tell him? That's stupid. Go in and give me some water, kid, go get it. Come here, boo, boo, boo. You're an idiot. Get in and do your work, kid, and do your work, and you come beat him. You're an idiot. He learned about the things he suffered. That's how he learned it, through the things he suffered. Hold you got. Pick me up that 3 and 18 Barashit. He still got me Abarim chapter 5 and 8. Since we over here. He got me 3, 18. Listen to the book.
Thorns also and thistles shall it bring
Oh,
forth
make
to
it
thee.
17. I'm sorry. 3 and 17. They're going to call it Genesis at home. Listen to the book.
And unto Adam he said,
What did he say?
because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of the Ashah,
Yeah.
and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of
Y'all
it.
see that? So he just see that? Because now he just broke the law. He just committed sin. So now what's got to happen? He's got to get the compensation for sin. This is going to be his chastisement. Listen.
Cursed is the ground for thy sake.
See that? Cursed is the what?
The ground for thy sake.
What does happen?
In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the yamim of thy life.
Listen.
Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee.
Listen.
And thou shalt eat the herb of the field.
And what happened?
In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread.
Yeah.
Till thou return unto the ground.
Why?
For out of it wast thou taken.
What else
For
happened?
dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return.
Let me ask y'all a question. Can anybody else, can you find out what he's saying after that? Can you look through there and find out what he transgressed after that? At 5 and 7, Abarim. Other I keep sit there. I know I got you 3 and 1. We were holding, we count all over the place. Pick me up and sit at the book of Mikyah 7 and 1. Ugh, I think that's what I want. Mikyah, they're going to call it Michael. That's going to be some stuff now. Listen to the book.
Who in the Yamim of his Basar, when he had offered up Palal and supplications with strong crying and tears unto him that was able to save him from death,
Listen what happened.
and was heard in that he feared.
See what happened? And was heard in that he what?
Feared,
What happened?
though he were a
See
Ben,
that? Though he were a Ben, a son, tell what he did.
yet learned he obedience by the things which he suffered.
You know something else we never paid attention to? You never found out what Adam transgressed after that, did you? You ain't going to believe it. He must have learned from it. Why you think he don't read why he's sin after that? He learned from the things he suffered. But you wouldn't never catch that, would you? That's the purpose of having a teacher. I'm just doing what you're doing. I'm just listening. Mikyah. They call Micah 7:1. And I still got to come back to that 5 and 7, 5, 8. We left off 5, 8, 5, 9.
5:9.
Abarim. Hold it. He holding me Abarim 5 and 9. I still got Barashit 3 and 1. We went to 17. But we're going to Mikyah 7 and 1. See if I play with this a little bit. Let's see how rusty I got. I am pretty rusty. I've come to understand that now. Mikyah, they're going to call it Micah. 7 and 1. Listen to the book.
Woe is me, for I am as when they have gathered the summer fruits.
Y'all see what he said? He said, I'm when they have gathered the summer fruit. What happened?
As the grape gleanings of the vintage.
What happened?
There is no cluster to eat.
What happened?
My soul desired the first ripe fruit.
See that? He said he desired the first ripe fruit. What happened?
The Taub Ish is perished out of the Arats.
Y'all see what he said? The Taub, the good man that perished out of your rocks. What happened?
And there is none upright among Anashim.
Y'all see that? None upright among men. What happened?
They all lie in wait for blood.
Listen.
They hunt every Ish, his Aki, with a net.
Y'all see what he do? With a snare, a trap. Listen what has happened.
That they may do Rasha with both hands earnestly. The prince asketh, and the judge asketh for a reward. And the great Ish, he uttereth his mischievous desire, so they wrap it up.
So they shook hands on it. Listen.
The best of them is as a briar.
Hold on, the what now?
The best of them is as a briar.
And what else happened?
The most upright is sharper than a thorn hedge.
See that? Who was this for? This is for Adam. So now we got to look at the parallel of what we heard. Now what you heard about Yahusha, what you heard about Adam in the garden was that he was going to bring him thorns and thistles. Right? Briars. Well, he just told you where it was going to be. It was going to be the people. The best of them you're going to get. That's why Adam walked out in. You just left the best they had. Just got to the worst situation. And Adam learned from the things he suffered. Can you imagine all that work and all you get is a thorn heads? Or stuck by a briar with all that work you got to do and everything you put in out here to try to make this and get it to this estate where you came from? Because he would have had an idea of what it should look like, seeing where he came from. Just like with Yahusha coming in, he had an idea of what this place is supposed to look like, seeing where he came from. Y'all don't believe it? 69. You know what I want? Who know what I want? Matayahu. Let's say that's what I want. 69. Listen to the book. Matayahu. For you watching, you'll call it Matthew. Listen to the book.
After this manner, therefore, Palau ye.
You hear this? After this manner, he told you to pray. After this manner, do what?
Palau ye.
What were they asking him? I'm curious about this. You remember what happened? They want to know how to pray, how to palau. He said after this manner, he wanted them to palau. You tell me if it makes sense for you. And have you been there? Listen.
Abinu,
our Father,
which art in Shamayim.
Tell me about his name.
Hallowed be thy Shem.
Listen.
Thy basilia come. Thy will be done in Arats.
He gonna be ready. What you think about? You see Yahushua right now just palau right now in Arboretum. He gonna just break out in Greek. Ricola.
Thy Malkuth come.
I'm just saying. I'm just thinking. If he gonna palau, we gonna use palau. Then we're gonna break off and we're gonna go Greek like that out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And you teaching your Mathetes. You know what I'm saying? You teaching your Mathetes. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those things. We're just trying to see where you're coming from, what you got going on, and what kind of crack you smoke. All right, listen to the book.
Thy will be done.
Thy what now?
Thy will be done.
You said again for my record. Thy what now?
Thy will be done.
Where?
In Arats.
In where?
In Arats.
In Arats. You talking about in the earth?
In Arats.
Yes.
As it is in Shamayim.
What you doing praying? How do you know what's going on in Shamayim? So you see the importance of why he would have got outside the garden in the first place. He would know what it's supposed to look like. He would know exactly how it's supposed to happen. We wouldn't have any idea. We ain't been there. Do you actually know what's going on up there? Have you ever been there before? Even Shaul told her he once knew a man that was caught up there. Whether in the body or out of the body. He said, I can't tell. He heard things that weren't lawful to be heard. So you can pray it, but do you actually know what's going on up there? It don't make sense to put him down here. He had to teach us that. We didn't know they actually do what he told them up there. He had to tell her, he said, you pray that his will be done down here like it is up there. Y'all got it? So him coming out, give us a lot of this stuff you wouldn't know just from reading Barashit. Just think about it. How many people thought about this man hadn't committed no more sin when he left the gun? You ain't got no writing of it. He told you what this man sinned. The book told you he learned obedience by the things he suffered. When it makes sense. Y'all got it? So now you know what you find. The law, him being alive first without the law, the commandment which was ordained for life, not to touch of the tree, it came, deceived him, and slew him. That's what happened. He said the day you eat it, you're going to surely die. They cut him off. Don't worry about it. Come on back up to what we have. Make y'all, don't even leave, make y'all. Finish Abarim. They call Hebrews. Abarim chapter 5. He left off at verse 9. Make any sense for y'all? Hope. That's all I can do is hope. That's the whole idea, to get away from sinning. Huh? By con. You know? Let's see. Listen.
And
5 and 9. Abarim, they call Hebrews. Listen.
And being made perfect.
And, being what?
Made perfect.
See that? That's what happened to Yahushua. By the things he suffered, it made him perfect. Listen.
He became the author of eternal salvation unto all them that obey him.
See that? Listen.
Called of Elohim and Rosh Kohan after the order of Melchizedek,
See that? That's it. Call to him a HaKohan. That's what they'll use. They'll put high priest. We wouldn't use it, but the HaKohan. After the order of who?
Melchizedek,
Because he had, what was it, y'all? No, without Abba, without mother, without beginning of days, or without end of life. Could we have called him that when he was here in the flesh? Well, it made sense, especially when they said and clearly told you, and not his mother named Marim, and not his father, his Abba, Yahusa. Well, it made sense. He would have took on this type because now when you start him out from him, the man didn't have no father, no mother. He had no beginning of the day, no end of the days. He tried to tell you that. Pick me up at 17 and 1. Who know what I want? Yehukanan. They're going to call it John. Let's pick up what he said. Yehukanan, 17:1. Other one get me Yehukanan, or same one, however y'all want to work it out. 19:25. Look at 19:24. Yehukanan. They call St. John. 17 and 1. The other one got me Yehukanan, chapter 19, at verse 24. They call St. John. Listen to the book.
These Dabarim spake Yahusha and lifted up his eyes to Shamayim.
See that? These words spake Yahusha, and he lifted his eyes up unto what they would call heaven. Shamayim. What happened?
And said,
What did he say?
Abba, the hour is come.
See that? The time has come. Then what happened?
Glorify thy Ben,
What happened?
that thy Ben also may glorify thee.
Do you see that? That thy Ben may also glorify thee. Listen.
As thou hast given him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him.
Y'all hear that? What he just asked me to do? You hold what you got. Barakah, pick me up 126. Let's see what he said. Barakah, they call Genesis. (126). Listen to the book.
and Elohim said,
And you're going to pick me up. Since you over there too, we're going to play with that, and we're going to go back to the second chapter too. And Elohim said,
Let us make each in our image
pay attention. Let us make each in our image,
after our likeness,
after our likeness.
and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea,
Listen,
and over the fowl of the air,
what else?
and over the cattle, and over all the arats, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the arats.
Who know what he just did? Who know what he just did? He just glorified the Son. So what do you think going on if you sit around and you listen to him say this about a man? To let him have it. How you gonna look at him? How you gonna look at him? He gonna be over everything at his call, at his command, at his saying, after his doings. He just glorified him. He just glorified him. This is the same thing. Y'all listen, he just asking to glorify the being so he can glorify him. When he gave him all of that, guess what he did? He gave all the preeminence to the Abba. So he, in turn, glorified the Abba. You glorify me, I'm going to glorify you. Huh? Even when the man came, he called it hell. What was it again he called it? What did he call it? And what did he tell him? But who? But the Abba. You glorify me, I'm going to give it back to you. Y'all got it? Goodness, y'all all right? I'm trying. So what what would he be doing if he just said this about this thing? What were you thinking? You just listen, let's make him in our image after our light and let him have. Let him give, let him have all of this. So at that point, what do you think happened? He's glorifying him. He's glorifying the Son. So the Son in turn can glorify him. Y'all all right? Pick me up at 2:17. Barakah, 2:17. I'm going to finish up that palau. Listen to the book.
But of the tree of the knowledge of Taub and Rasha, thou shalt not eat of it.
Yeah.
For in the yom that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Talk to me.
And Elohim said, It is not Taub that the Ish should be alone, I will make him an helpmeet for him.
Yeah.
And out of the ground, Elohim formed every beast of the field
Listen what he did. He formed every beast of the field
and every fowl of the
and
air,
every fowl of the air.
and brought them unto Adam,
And brought them where?
to Adam,
Took him to his side and did what with him?
and brought them unto Adam
For what reason?
to see what he would call them.
And tell me what happened.
Whatsoever Adam called every living creature,
He changed it to what?
that was the name thereof.
That's all I want to know about. They proved it out. Let's hear what he said in the 17th chapter. Your Ukanan, they call St. John. Y'all all right? I'm sorry, boy, y'all go to church. That's in a sense of really just tell you go to hell, huh? When I tell you go to church, they basically told you go to hell. I apologize. This is 17:1, your Ukanan. Listen.
These Dabarim spake Yahusha, and lifted up his eyes to Shamayim,
Like what?
and said, Abba, the hour is come.
See that? The time has come.
Glorify thy Ben, that thy Ben also may glorify thee.
See that? That's what he looked at. He going to get the glory from it. He already know how the Ben going to operate. If I give you this, you're going to glorify me the same way we shall. If the operation of gift that he gives unto us, we in turn around and give it to him, all the preeminence. And all right, all the halal is going to go to him. Why the reason? That's how we operate. You think about all the words we even understood. I love the way he just operates, just how he do things. Even with a man like, I'll tell you what. 40. Barashik 40. Pick me up 40. 40, and see if it's about 19. Genesis, for those watching it again, you see Barashik 50 times up here. What do you say that is again? I apologize. They said they're trying to get too sassy. I had a Christian left me a call. Talking about me using them words. It's not edifying, it's not good. We start using Jesus, I start using that word. Stop lying, stop cheating, whoremongering. I'll stop. I give it up, cold turkey. They ain't gonna do it though. They want to show me where I'm wrong at, and I show you. I guarantee that I repent right then, and I'll stop. I guarantee I won't pray about it and meditate on it and wait on the Lord to speak to me. Now, if I know it wrong, I'm not. That don't make sense. I ain't gonna. On my word, I ain't gonna ponder on it and wait a while to try to see if I'm convicted. If I see it wrong, that's what I do. I show you Sunday wrong for the Sabbath. I show you Christianity wrong. Jesus is wrong. And your God is wrong. Your religion is wrong. Your whole worship is wrong. You ought to do the same thing. Right. Even swap, no swindle. I done proved it out. We're moving Jesus, the Yeshua. We'll move again. We have to. Listen, I ain't worried about these people. At the end of the day, I won't be saved, and I'll prove it. That's right. I'll prove it. I ain't trying to hold on to nothing, and I'm not trying to go no grave with it. While I'm on this side, I won't be right. I ain't trying to get right on the other side. I got to make restitution on this side. I got time before I give restitution. I got to get right on this side. Y'all got me. I get these, any one of these Christians, I give them an opportunity to prove it. Show it to me. I say it wrong. Matter of fact, I'll stop if you say it. You just stop what you're doing. You say I'm wrong, I take your word for it. You take mine, you stop doing what you're doing wrong. Then they'll say, now I'm deceived. I know these Christians ain't honest. You won't find an honest Christian. Honest Christian will stop being one. Who's a Christian? You're honest, you'll stop doing it. So you know it wrong, don't make sense, and wouldn't go back to it. Because they're not honest. Listen to the book.
Verse 19.
Listen.
Yet within 3 yamim shall Pharaoh lift up thy head from off thee, and shall hang thee on a tree, and the birds shall eat thy flesh from off thee. And it came to pass, the third Yom, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a muhadi unto all his servants, and he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief baker among his servants. And he restored the chief butler unto his butlership again, and gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker as Yahusuf had interpreted to them. Yet did not the chief butler remember Yahusuf, but forgot him.
You good? That's the end of it. 42.
41.
41, I'm sorry. 41, jump down about verse 8. Barashit, Genesis 41, and about 8. Listen.
And it came to pass in the morning that his ruach was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Mizraim and all the wise anashim thereof, and Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was none that could interpret them unto Pharaoh. Then spake the chief butler unto Pharaoh, saying, I do remember my faults this Yom. Pharaoh was wroth with his servants, and put me in ward in the captain of the guard's house, both me and the chief baker. And we dreamed a dream in one Layla, I and he, we dreamed each according to the interpretation of his dream. And there was there with us a young Ish, an Abari, servant to the captain of the guard, and we told him, and he interpreted to us our dreams. To each according to his dream he did interpret. And it came to pass, as he interpreted to us, so it was.
Come on.
Me he restored unto mine office, and him he hanged. Then Pharaoh sent and called Yahusuf, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon, and he shaved himself, and changed his raiment, and came in unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Yahusuf,
I tried to teach that, somebody ain't want to listen to that either. Go ahead.
And Pharaoh said unto Yahusuf, I have dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it.
Yeah.
And I have heard say of thee that thou canst understand a dream to interpret it.
Yeah.
And Yahusuf answered Pharaoh, saying, It is not in me. Elohim shall give Pharaoh an answer of shalom. And Pharaoh said unto Yahusuf, In my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of the river, and behold, there came up out of the river 7 kine, fat-fleshed and well-favored, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them, poor and very ill-favored and lean-fleshed, such as I never saw in all the land of Mizraim for badness.
Yeah.
And the lean and the ill-favored kine did eat up the first 7 fat kine, and when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them, but they were still ill-favored as at Barashit. So I awoke.
Yeah.
And I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 ears came up in one stalk, full and taub, and behold, 7 ears withered, thin, and blasted with the east wind sprung up after them.
Yeah.
And the thin ears devoured the 7 taub ears, and I told this unto the magicians, but there was none that could declare it to me. And Yahusuf said unto Pharaoh, The dream of Pharaoh is one.
What happened?
Elohim have shewed Pharaoh what he is about to do.
Yeah.
The 7 taub kine are 7 years, and the 7 taub ears are 7 years. The dream is one. And the 7 thin and ill-favored kine that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh. What Elohim is about to do, he sheweth unto Pharaoh.
How do we learn that?
Reveal him.
Reveal it. That's right, he revealed it. That worked for us. Listen.
Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Mizraim, and there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Mizraim, and the famine shall consume the land.
Yeah.
And the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following, for it shall be very grievous.
Yeah.
And for that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by Elohim, and Elohim will shortly bring it to pass.
What happened?
Now therefore let Pharaoh look out a Ish discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Mizraim. Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land to take up the fifth part of the land of Mizraim in the 7 plenteous years, and let them gather all the food of those Taub years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. And that food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Mizraim, that the land perish not through the famine.
Yeah.
And the thing was Taub in the eyes of Pharaoh,
Good. What happened?
and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, can we find such a one as this is, a Ish in whom the Ruach of Elohim is?
Yeah.
And Pharaoh said unto Yahusef, for as much as Elohim have shewed thee all this,
Yeah.
there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. Thou shalt be over my Beth, and according unto thy debar shall all my arm be ruled.
Listen.
Only in the throne will I be greater than thou.
Yeah.
And Pharaoh said unto Yahusef, see, I have set thee over all the Beth of Mizraim.
What happened?
And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand, and put it upon Yahusef's hand, and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck.
Yeah.
And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. And they cried before him, bowed the knee, and he made him ruler over all the Beth of Mizraim. And Pharaoh said unto Yahusef, I am Pharaoh,
What happened?
and without thee shall no man lift up his hand or foot in all the Beth of Mizraim.
You see that? He said, I am Elohim. He said, without you, Adam, nothing can go on inside of the gun. Ain't nothing can happen inside that gun without Adam. Listen.
And Pharaoh called Yahusef's name Zaphnath Paneah, and he gave him to wife Asenath the Bath of Potiphar, Kohan of On. And Yahusef went out over all the Beth of Mizraim. Yahusef was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, Malach of Mizraim. And Yahusef went out from the presence of Pharaoh, and went throughout all the Beth of Mizraim. And in the 7 plenteous years the Arats brought forth by handfuls, and he gathered up all the food of the 7 years which were in the Beth of Mizraim, and laid up the food in the cities, the food of the field which was round about every city.
Let me ask you a question. That's good. He went a little further on down at that point. Can y'all start to understand premise now? In fact, when he gave him the position, he also gave him a wife the same way with Adam. He gave him a wife too. You understand the premise? And nothing can go inside that gun without his command and without his word. He set that man up, and this man was wise enough that he could be the person that could set and that he could rule over. The same thing Yahusha had been looking for the whole time. He kept telling him he was sought for a man. That's what they were looking for in Mizraim. They kept looking for Ish. That's all they kept looking for, Ish. They were searching out for a man that could be so wise and so discreet that could understand that he could set over this whole realm. Y'all all right? So you can see the importance of Yahusha coming to us. See, everybody else came with just a story, just what we say, an allegory. Everybody that came along before was just a shadow. So when he came on the scene, we can see the importance of it, right? Y'all don't see that? 8 and 11. Who know what I want? I'll move. See? You getting there? Don't you feel good? I can't raise his height up, but I can raise his intelligence level up. Especially when it's too low to the ground. Ain't that right? You hurt your eyes. Ain't that right? You get over 6 feet, and you start looking down the ant, you'll burn your eyes out. You're too high up. I'm not calling you an ant. Ain't that right? But, you know. Ain't I? You know, Anna? Don't worry about it. This is 8 and 11 of the book of Amos. They call Amos. Amos 8 and 11. Listen to the book.
Behold, the Yamim come, saith Yahuwah Elohim,
Pay attention. He said the Yamins come, the days come. What's going to happen?
that I will send a famine in the land.
Who are you going to reveal this to? His servant. He said he's going to put a famine in the land. Tell me what's going to happen, Brandon.
Not a famine of bread,
Nor.
a thirst for
Let me
water.
ask you a question. A famine would be a dearth, would be a scarcity or shortage of something. So the only reason to say that you have a famine is to say that you're going to have a depletion of something, which means you have an abundance. You have to. Otherwise, it don't make sense if we already been in a famine. It don't make sense if we're in a famine and say, I'm going to put a famine in land. It's going to be retarded. We already had a famine. Got me? So he's letting these people know that I'm going to set a famine in the land. It's not going to be a famine of what?
Not a famine of bread,
Nor
a thirst for water,
but of doing what?
hearing the Dabarim of Yahuwah.
Pay attention.
And
What's
they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east.
Doing what?
They shall run to and fro
Seeking what?
to seek the Debar of Yahuwah,
And do what?
and shall not find it.
You ain't going to believe what happened during the dearth and the scarcity. Everybody came to Mizraim for bread. See, Yahusuf's skill was being able to take the abundance that they had of the crops and take them and put them in a storehouse. Kind of like what you were supposed to do with the 10. Make sense? Good. Makes sense. Well, now he just told you, I'm going to put a famine in the land. We've seen this before. Matter of fact, in the 26th chapter of the book of Barakah, the book said there was a famine in the land. Besides, well, guess what? Now he's telling you about a famine that he's going to put in the land. And it's not going to be a bread or a thirst for water, but it's going to be the hearing. Now, what was Yahusuf supposed to do? Set aside. What are you supposed to do? Set aside. I said set aside. He said set aside. Yeah. If you say it slow, you're usually right. Kind of like Josh when he said that. Well, the shit of the kid, they agree. They said, they're like, well, he said, do you speak Greek? Like, are you serious? That's English. Is that what an accent on English? Do you speak Greek? Like, that just sounds like one of them evil, naughty professors. Do we know what he was supposed to do? He was supposed to gather up. He was supposed to gather all of the crops. Gather it up, and he was supposed to store it up. Okay? Well, you just heard about a famine. He just told you it wasn't going to be for bread or thirst for water. So what are we going to do? Tahalim, 50 and 5. Make it 50 and 1. See, that makes sense. See, what they're going to do, we actually be having stuff we supposed to finish and clean up when they be up here, but then they be erasing the board because they be trying to get their name off the board too. Ain't that right, Leon? What hell with that? They don't like that hell. So now, just think about it. Now, we saw what Yahusuf's skill was. Why is it discreet enough that he will pay attention when you're discreet? In the book, talk about the women being discreet. So you know what? You're doing this without the awareness of other people. What you think happened? Everybody knew this. When people find out, they come on the news and say, listen, it's a bad snowstorm blizzard coming tomorrow morning. What's going to typically happen here in Atlanta? Where they going? And what they going to do? Bread, milk, water. They don't be getting shit they don't even eat. This is what bad. They're going to buy up a bunch of canned food and have no can open. They're going to eat the labels because that's the fear people get. So with him being wide and discreet, nobody was paying attention to this. Because it wouldn't make sense. If he revealed it to his servant, the Nabi, it don't make sense for everybody to know this. So he was supposed to be smart enough that he would be taking and putting this stuff up, and nobody would be paying attention. This is Tahalim 50. It wouldn't make sense. Hey, everyone, I'm here to gather up all the good in these 7 years, because after these going to be 7 bad years, and all the food and plenty going to be forgotten. What you think people will be doing? Shit, I'm going to get me something too. It's like sometimes you see somebody in the store, they get a bunch of stuff. You be looking, you be like, you start moving your butt trying to figure out, is this a sale or something on that? They be like, yeah, they not going to make that no more. You don't even get, you like, I better get it. You start texting, telling people, hey, they got this stuff here. They're not going to have no more of this. You better come. You want me to get you some? So y'all, we understand that. So you can see the importance of him being discreet. This is 50 and 1, Tahalim. Listen to the book.
Elohim, even Yahuwah, have spoken.
Y'all hear this? Elohim, even Yahuwah has spoken. Tell them what happened.
And called the Arats from the rising of the Shamash unto the going down thereof.
Listen.
Out of Saun, the perfection of beauty, Elohim have shined.
Listen.
Our Elohim shall come and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him.
And what has happened?
It shall be very tempestuous round about him.
Listen what happened.
He shall call to the Shamayim from above, and to the Arats, that he may shafet his arm.
Listen.
Gather my kudash together unto me.
Who?
Those that have made a barith.
You say gather the first part of the corn and the wheat.
Gather my kudash together unto me.
Those
that have made a barith with me by sacrifice.
See now? You know what he got to get? He had to pick a man that was so wise and discreet that could do this, and nobody even catch it. He just told us already we're going to have. He said, behold, he said, the Yamin coming. He said, I'm going to put a famine in the land. Well, we saw what happened in Mizraim. They saw the need that they needed a man. Each one that was wise and discreet enough who can put this stuff up and that we didn't lose it. I know they missed it, I wonder. They'll never caught that in almost 8 and 11, would you? Now think if I thought like you. That was the whole purpose, what he was doing. He was seeking out such a man that would be wise enough. And all I am is one of his officers. Pick me up at, maybe that 10 and 1. Who know what I want? Oriel, 10 and 1. What you say, boss? What did you say? That what you said? That's how you do it. You know what you're supposed to say? My English is very bad. See if that's 10 and 1. Let's see if y'all caught this. 10 and 1. Oriel, they call it Luke. Not uncle. Listen.
After these things, Yahushua appointed other 70 also, and sent them 2 and 2 before his face, into every city and place whither he himself would come.
Yeah.
Therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great,
Well, what happened?
but the laborers are few.
Pay attention. Listen.
Plow ye therefore, Yahuwah of the harvest, that he would send forth laborers into his harvest.
Tell me why.
Go your ways. Behold, I send you forth as lambs among wolves.
You can stop right now. So if they'd have paid attention, Yahushua, when he was talking to Pharaoh, he told me also he needed to appoint some officers. So the officer could take them up. Well, wouldn't it be amazing that he would just have 70, that he appointed other 70, he had sent them out by twos, and he had them going into the field to try to take up too? Because he thought there was the time of plenty. Y'all all right? Am I talking in Swahili? Is it making sense to you? See, but this is the thing. We'll probably stop viewing this broadcasting out. Because a lot of stuff people don't really supposed to pay attention to. You're really not supposed to know this. This whole thing was supposed to be discreet. It wasn't supposed to be something everybody know. It don't make sense. And these people sat here and they caught that these people would turn. And I know these people got one mind of thinking one thing, but he actually has another mind. See if that's 1236. Who know what I want? Your Ukanon. Pastor, you was just, I was going to say that. Is that what you're going to say? All right. Is your name on that boy, Boston? No, I'm going to take a check off on him. That honesty. It's not on the board. Well, we don't want you to be too overly righteous. You can cover for Boston. I mean, you can cover for Brandon. Ain't that right, Brandon?
There you go. Absolutely.
Ain't that right? Exactly. So listen, this is 1236 of the book of Ukanon. So we can see why he's I mean, that's something just listening. Because why would you ask a man to be discreet? Nobody's supposed to catch this. I don't know why these people think everybody, this is not for everybody to know. A lot of stuff y'all don't realize, it's not for everybody to know. Let's see what he said. Let's hear it better from him. This is 1236 of the book of Ukanon. Listen to the book.
While ye have Aur, believe in the Aur, that ye may be the Beni of Aur.
Listen.
These things spake Yahushua, and departed, and did hide himself from them.
So what would that be, I wonder? You want everybody to get it, and the man hiding? Listen.
But though he had done so many miracles before them, yet they believed not on him.
I couldn't imagine why.
That the saying of Yashayahu the Nabi might be fulfilled.
Like what?
which he spake, Adoni, who hath believed our report.
See that? It don't make sense. Everybody's supposed to get it. Because they already asked that. That's what he tried to tell when he went out. He wanted to know. It looked like nobody believed it. And to who else was it?
And to whom hath the arm of Yahuwah been revealed?
And we know he did. What did he tell them he was going to do? Make bad on. They want to know why they stripped it. They were supposed to know. When he did it, everybody didn't know. But you know who told us about it? Zechariah. What does the name mean? That's right. Yah has remembered. He remembered. He remembered that he told us he was going to make bare the arm. So he stripped them right there in front of us. Can you imagine that? Wow. Y'all all right? We actually looked on him. The book said they should have looked on him. Y'all remember somebody doing that before? 9:26. Only Yahuwah can take a curse and make it into a Barakah. Barashit 9:24. And we all over the place, ain't we? Book right, though. This is, see that 9:24? Let's see, might have to back it up 9:22. This is Barashit, they call Genesis 9:24. The other one, see that's Zechariah. See if that's 11 and 13. Zechariah, they're going to call it Zechariah. Listen to the book.
And Nuach awoke from his wine.
So we're going to back it up. 11, 13. Make it 9:21. Listen.
And he drank of the wine and was drunken.
Y'all hear that? He drank of the wine and was drunken.
And he was uncovered within his tent.
And he was uncovered within his tent.
And Ham, the Abba of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his Abba.
Y'all see that? Come. They're going to call him Ham. Always wants something to be pork. Listen.
And told his two Akim without.
And told his two Akim without.
And Shem and Japhet took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And went backward and covered the nakedness of their Abba.
See that? And covered the nakedness of his Abba. What happened?
And their faces were backward.
Y'all pay attention. And their faces were backward. Listen.
And they saw not their Abba's nakedness.
And they saw what now?
They saw not their Abba's nakedness.
Well, let me ask you a question, Brandon. Now, you just said that Come went in and he took the cover. He woke up and he saw the cover was off of him. And then the book told us that Come had uncovered. He knew that Come had uncovered him. Can we hear that again at 21, please?
And he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent.
And he was uncovered within his tent. What happened?
And Ham, the Abba of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his Abba.
Yeah.
And told his two Akim without.
Yeah.
And Shem and Japhet took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders and went backward and covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces were backward, and they saw not their Abba's nakedness.
What happened?
And Nuach awoke from his wine and knew what his younger Ben had done unto him.
Listen.
And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his Akim.
Y'all see that? He just cursed him. Why did he curse him? For what? For looking on their nakedness. He got me Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 13. Zechariah. They call it Zechariah. Yah has remembered. Other one going to get me Yeshayahu. See that 52 and 10. Yep, 52 and 2. Yeshayahu. They're going to call it Isaiah. Ukanan. They call John. 1937. Listen to the book.
And Yahuwah said unto me, Cast it unto the potter a goodly price, that I was prized at of them. And I took the 30 pieces of silver, and cast them to the potter in the Beth of Yahuwah. Then I cut asunder mine other staff, even bands, that I might break the brotherhood between Yehuda and Yasharal. And Yahuwah said unto me, take unto thee yet the instruments of a foolish Ra'ah, for lo, I will raise up a Ra'ah in the Beth, which shall not visit those that be cut off, neither shall seek the younger one, nor heal that is broken, nor feed that standeth still.
No, see if it's 9 and 12. See if it's 12 and 13. I'm not thinking 9. Zechariah. Let me see if it's 12 and 13. Let's go to 14 chapters. Let me hear 12 and 13. Might be 9 is what I want. Listen to the book.
Verse 9.
No, let me hear 13. I mean, it might be chapter 9. Listen.
The family of the Beth of Louis apart, and their wives apart.
No, 9. 9 and 13. Listen to the book.
When I have bent Yehuda for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy Beni, O Sion, against thy Beni, O Greece, and made thee as a sword of a mighty Ish.
It said one of the 30 pieces of silver, a goodly price I'm going to praise. Is it the 9th chapter I wanted? I just came from. So I told my son to. I should have taught about the day that watch. Is this 11? Yeah, but to go down, it should have told him the day that watched. Day that waited. Is that 11? 11 and 11. I went down too far. Bam at 11 and 10. I apologize. That's what happened when you ain't got no script. Listen to the book. 11 and 10, Zechariah. Listen.
And I took my staff, even beauty, and cut it asunder, that I might break my barith, which I had made with all the arm.
Y'all hear what he did? He took his staff, even beauty, and he cut it asunder. Listen.
That I might break my barith, which I had made with all the arm.
He was trying to break his covenant that he had made with all the arm. Listen.
And it was broken in that Yom.
Y'all see what happened? It was broken in that Yom. That's amazing because we start off at 7 and 1. He was talking to them that know what was again? What was again it had? How long? And you know what he did? He wound up breaking his in that Yom. And listen what happened.
And so the poor of the flock
And the who now?
that watched upon me
That watched upon me?
knew that it was the debar of Yahuwah.
That's good. That's good. Yeshayahu, chapter 52. They call it Isaiah 52 and 10. Hold on, you get me Matayahu. I got you. Ukana in 1937 too. But give me Matayahu chapter 27. Matayahu. Matayahu. They call Matthew. Chapter 27. Come on, give me the 52, Yeshayahu 52 and 10. Listen to the book.
Yahuwah hath made bare his Kudash arm
Y'all see
in
what
the
he
eyes
did?
of all the nations.
Y'all see what he did? Listen.
And all the ends of the Arat shall see the salvation of our Elohim.
Yeah.
Depart ye, go ye out from thence. Touch no unclean thing. Go ye out of the midst of her. Be ye clean that bear the vessels of Yahuwah.
That's good. That's 52 and 10. Give me your Ukana in chapter 19. They call John 37. I don't got me Matayahu chapter 27, verse 34. Listen to the book.
And again, another scripture saith, they shall look on him.
They should do what?
Look on him.
They should do what again?
Look on him.
Who is that?
Whom they pierced.
That's good. That's good. Matayahu chapter 27, verse 34. Matayahu, they call it Matthew, chapter 27, verse 34. Other brother get me all aha dabarim, they call it Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 4. I got it tied up like this. Y'all got it? Who got it? All right, one person got it, a kid. Just make sure we don't catch it. Listen.
They gave him vinegar to drink, mingled with gall.
Back me up. You don't give me. Yeah, that's fine. Come on.
They gave him vinegar to drink, mingled with gall, and when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink.
He would not drink. What happened?
And they crucified him and parted his garments, casting lots, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the Nabi.
What happened?
They parted my garments among them.
And what happened?
Upon my vesture did they cast lots.
What happened?
And sitting down, they washed him there, and set up over his head his accusation written, This is Yahusha, the Malak of the Yahudim.
That's good. At the 23rd chapter of the book of All Aha Dabarim. Y'all got it? All Aha Dabarim, chapter 23, verse 4. Listen to the book.
Because they met you not with bread and with water.
Y'all hear this? An Amorite and a Moabite. These people right here they couldn't enter into their tent to Ladah because of the fact they wouldn't meet you with bread and water. What happened?
In the way.
In the way.
When he came forth out of Mitzrayim.
Listen what happened.
And because they hired against thee Balaam, the Ben of Peor, of Pethor, of Mesopotamia, to curse thee.
Y'all hear what he did? They hired against you Balaam, of Mesopotamia, probably Mesopotamia. They hired him to sit and to curse you. But listen what happened.
Nevertheless, Yahuwah the Elohim would not hearken unto Balaam.
Y'all hear that? He would not hearken unto Balaam. He didn't listen to him. What did he do?
But Yahuwah the Elohim turned the curse into a Barakah unto thee.
I wonder how that worked, Brandon. Because I know when Khan came in and seen Nuach naked, he cursed him. How was it that we looked on him naked and it came a Barakah to us? See, he told you he was going to make better on. How was you going to be able to know that day if you didn't see it? But Nuach already said you were going to be cursed if you looked on your Abba. But Yahuwah, he didn't hearken. He turned the Barakah, he turned the curse and made it a Barakah. I had to run a little bit to show you that, though. See, an idiot will go and try to tell you those people were cursed. Yahuwah just said he didn't hearken to him. He said, I turned that curse into a Barakah. You didn't pay attention there, they sat down to watch him. From our perspective, it'd be homosexual sitting and looking. But Yahuwah said we're going to make better on. And then Zechariah already told you, and those that waited, they watched him, they knew it was Yahuwah. You don't think Calm know that his daddy? Wow. Y'all all right? Who else can do what he do with Mr. Yahuwah? See, if you don't get skilled when you deal with the law, you'll mess around, you've been damn something that should have been a Barakah. He said that he said I didn't hearken to him. He said, I turned that curse into a Barakah. What would be the other reason to tell you he wasn't listening up? That he didn't listen to Balaam. The Isha Elohim, they already told it. Even the Malak of the Moabite, he even told him that. He said, I know that whoever you curse is cursing, whoever you Barakah is Barakah. But he turned it into a Barakah to you. It's supposed to be a curse. Y'all all right? I don't know. Maybe it's just me then. Everybody good? I don't know what's going on. Trying to see what we got. I mean, at the end of the day, folks, we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do. There's a lot we don't know. There's a lot we got to know before we leave him. Who else could work and do this? But if you come through by the law, you'll miss this. If you come through with the righteousness of the law, you'll miss it. You'll miss it. Because he was setting you up to tell you it was a curse, so somebody wouldn't look. Y'all all right? But then they sat down and watching that, and your law had already set that up. Y'all all right? Now we done found a commandment, which was life. We found it to be death, but it came back to be life for us. Y'all all right? It slew us, and then it made us alive. we can see the importance of how we kind of spin off from that shadow to get to the image. Y'all all right? What am I gonna do? Pick that 3rd chapter of the book of Briars, so I can get out of him. You know, hold y'all on it. Am I watch right? It's just 8:35. No, I ain't gonna try to hold y'all long. I ain't gonna talk to y'all tonight. And I just want to get it right. I want everybody here to focus on getting it right. That's the most important thing. We just got to get it right. Everything is going to work itself out to get it right. That's the only thing we got to do is get it right. That's a lot in that book. I don't know how these people throwing away. And then these people trying to find more books. I'm still trying to figure out these little 66 little incomplete ones we got. You mess around and throw some more, I'm going to be in a mess. I tell you that, I'm sitting here eating, I got a full plate. You finna dump some more now. Tell me, eat this. Let me get this through. Once I chop some of it down, then we start looking at the other. Don't start trying to throw no more on my plate right now. My plate full. Get through this first. Make sure we get understanding. Then you get the other books you can decipher better. Our folks try to go get them other books and then they wind up messing up because they entangle some more books and they ain't got these books right. What you gonna do with all them books if you ain't got this one right? This is basically the start point for anybody. Nobody started Apocrypha. Just being honest, you start here. So you start here, you gotta look at, you gotta get this right so you understand how to put other books when you get them in line. Things have to line up. You gotta make sure you can discern. And that's what a lot of us ain't in shape for. Y'all all right? Before you get me there, jump and finish that 5th chapter of the book of well, go and get this 3rd, right? Let me get this 3 and 1 Barakah sheet they call Genesis. And give me back and finish that Abarim chapter 5 at verse 9. Then we left off at verse 9. Verse 9, verse 10. This is Barakah sheet. Genesis, they'll call it, chapter 3, verse 1. Everybody in here, include me. Leave yourself room you can grow. Leave yourself room you can grow. I was little, my mom didn't buy me church shoes. You didn't get church shoes every 3 years. Some of y'all didn't grow up like that. We didn't get like church shoes here. But they bought you church shoes, them things last a long time. They about to diss them when you went to church. So they still be, you couldn't tap your church. How many of y'all remember that? Boy, you playing them church shoes and them church clothes. When you got some more church shoes, more church clothes, it was Easter. All that stuff, Easter, you're going to be in the water all the way to Easter. Easter, your mother get that right. When they can go and measure you out for a suit for Easter, you didn't get no outfit. A man got a suit. A boy got a suit. They measure out for that suit. But I just remember they done that Easter suit, didn't it? That suit got to run you on through. You ain't get no more suit. Next time you get a suit, grandmama, granddaddy dead. Somebody important dead in your family. You were not getting no regular suits. And shoes came with them. Your toe, it be aching. You be a child, I want to go because my toe you to ache so bad in them little bitty shoes. And they didn't give you room to grow. So when you get your feet out, your foot grow. You start wearing them shoes, guys, your foot start to grow. I said it to say that's what we got to do. Sometimes you can get yourself in a rut and you're not growing. So what we got to do, get some what they do sometimes. What some of them start doing, you got them a little bigger. So that right? Yeah, what you do when they're small, you will get their pants like. I got jeans when I was like small, probably like Gavin size. How old is Gavin? What grade is he in? 3rd? Yeah, my jeans, you could roll them up. Roll them up, my nigga. Roll them up. You ain't getting no kid. You didn't buy no exact fit because you were growing. Them pants got to run you through. You got school, you got them for summer. Christmas, you get a hit. That's it. You waiting on Christmas. You done told your shoes done getting the white, they getting dirty. But you praying for Christmas to get around. It wasn't, it was Christmas. Christmas, when Christmas comes, you get, how many of y'all remember that? That's it. Christmas, and Christmas got to run you all the way. You be like, you know what? I ain't gonna do like I did the other one. I'm gonna make you do the same nigga stuff and mess them up. Be like, you try to wipe them out, you try to wipe them out of a while. Damn, them shoes, they just done. Ain't that right? But this thing, salvation we got, Mr. Yahuwah done gave it to you. You got to do like you made them covenant for Christmas. When you got them shoes for Christmas, you ain't going to mess them up like you did the other one. You start out beginning of the year, you do that. You like, keep them clean, try to keep it close. Out of that, you mess up. I remember the girl, she had them Levi's. They were the expensive one. They had that little white little patch. How many of y'all remember them? They had a little white patch. Them were the most expensive Levi's. And she had them things. She had a little patch on there. We were looking. Of course, we were looking because of booty, but the patch just helped out. That's just a little extra plum. And we were looking at it saying, and when hell that girl got her mom about no 5 pair of them jeans. So when my buddy got a mark and walked by there to the one, And hit her one time quick with it. We watched, she wearing them damn jeans every day. Them kids, though, they'll spot you out because they were to it. Because they were spent, they want some leave out. They had a little white pouch. They had a little white square on the back of that pocket. They want the regular. They want the one and stuff like Calvin Klein, Sergio. You want that shit that folk don't overlook. Them folk be like, oh hell, you done hit the lottery or something right. We ain't had the lottery. So you wearing that shit 5 days a week. They thinking your parents got money. We gonna check you. We hit her with that pen. She fell back in them jeans. Gave them same jeans. Because she won't wash it because they supposed to wash out. So she keep wearing them damn jeans every day. But hold your sin, find you out. Isn't that right? I don't know what they got to do with them, but I done said it now. Isn't that right? All right, come on, finish this up. Barakah 3:1. Abarim, they call Hebrews chapter 5, verse 9. Let's see what happened. 3:1. Barakah, they call Genesis. Listen to the book.
Now the Nakash was more subtle than any beast of the field which Elohim had made.
Tell them what happened.
And he said unto the Ashah,
What did he say?
Yea, hath Elohim said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And the Ashah said unto the Nakash, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden.
What happened?
But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden,
what happened?
Elohim have said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Listen.
And the Nakash said unto the Ashah, Ye shall not surely die.
But what happened?
Elohim doth know that in the yom ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open.
And
Ye shall be as Elohim,
doing what?
knowing Taub and Rasha.
Listen.
And when the Ashah saw that the tree was Taub for food,
do what else?
and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise,
She did what?
took of the fruit thereof, and did eat.
And did what?
Gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
Tell them what happened.
And the eyes of them both were open,
And they knew.
that they were Ara.
Listen.
And they sewed fig leaves together, and made
Where we
themselves
looking at
aprons.
Anybody else y'all know? When Noah woke up, his eyes were open. He knew he had been naked too. All right? When he woke up, the book said he knew what his son had done. If you wake up, then your eyes ought to be open. And they knew that they messed up. They knew they messed up. You ain't gonna believe what Shaul told us to do. Who? Exactly. So you can see what you've done. You can see what didn't happen. So you can't sit in an unconscious state. You gotta wait. Just like what he did. When he woke up from his wine, he knew what happened. Did you ever read what he drank after that? Guess what happened at what you're supposed to do? Learn from doing what? See then that you walk circumspectly. You learn from things, but not willing to do what? Take risk. See what happened? He learned. See that? He learned from it. That's the whole purpose of you becoming conscious. Look at what's happened while you've been asleep, while you've been unconscious. Listen what else happened. Finish this up.
And they heard the voice of Elohim walking in the garden in the cool of the Yum, and Adam and his Ashah hid themselves from the presence of Elohim amongst the trees of the garden. And Elohim called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was Ara, and I hid myself.
What else happened?
And he said, Who told thee that thou wast Ara? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat?
What happened?
And they each said, The Ashah, whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat.
What happened?
Elohim said unto the Ashah, What is this that thou hast done?
What happened?
And the Ashah said, The Nakash, the Nakash,
which is the serpent,
beguiled me.
And what happened?
I did eat.
Y'all remember that? What do you remember, Pastor? See that? The occasion came that the serpent caught off guard and started challenging on the law. He used the law to get her to sin. Her lack of wisdom, her lack of discretion, she said and she wound up sinning. She fell victim to the law. You see that? I did. We used the law on her, challenged her with the law, and she fell. It took occasion, and she told what happened, and deceived me. He did the law. What did he use? He used the law. Yes, the serpent deceived her. How did he deceive her? By the law. He caused her to commit sin. You see that? Child didn't even blame it on the serpent. He gave it to the law. Because the serpent couldn't have done it if it wasn't for the law. He used the law to get him to sin. 4 and 1. Who know what I want? Matthew Yahoo. That's what I like, Chris. That last minute right there, I said Matthew Yahoo. Right. Everybody know what come after Matthew. He add say Yahoo. Yeah, who you talking to? Matthew Yahoo. 4 and 1. They call it Matthew, chapter 4, verse 1. Listen to the book.
Then was Yahusha led up of the Ruach into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 yamim and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, If thou be the Ben of Elohim, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, It is written, Ye shall not live by bread alone, but by every debar that proceedeth out of the mouth of Elohim.
Now see that? Listen.
Then the devil taketh him up into the Kadosh city, and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him, If thou be the Ben of Elohim, cast thyself down. For it is written, He shall give his Malachite charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone.
And what happened?
Yahusha said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt Yahuwah the Elohim.
Did the Malachite do it? Did the Malachite do it? Hello? Did the Malachite do it? Yeah, they did it. They showed you they did it. He took exactly what they said. He didn't do it. Listen what he told you. What did he say?
It is written again,
What
Thou
happened?
shalt not tempt Yahuwah thy Elohim.
You see how the Malachite worked? The book told you not to tempt him. So the Malachite did do it. He gave them charge over him. How did they give him charge over him? Huh? How? 4 and 1. Who know what I want? I like that. He said, Galatians. He said, do me a favor. Somebody go there and put a mark on him. Doing like that girl Jean. That's a good one. Chris, one thing they can say, though, you went wrong. 4 days late, but you went wrong. Let's see what happened. Let's see how all this works now. Because you know what people do? People, Christianity will quote stuff like this. So I ain't worried about it because the Lord say his Malachite, he done gave the Malachite charge over me. Let's see how that works. Listen. 4 and 1 of Galatians. Listen.
Now I say,
That who?
the heir,
As long
as he is a Yalid,
do what?
differeth nothing from a servant,
So what do you have to do in order to do that? What do y'all learn? What does he have to do? Do what? Humble himself? What do you have to do? Chastise. What do you have to do?
be grown,
Say it again to him.
be grown.
What you say? I'm talking about from the book. We're not having no conversation. Man, you're not like that. I am your leader. We're not having no conversation. What is he doing? He's telling me to get grown. Come on, put some money in his pocket. That's right. no, I want you to read it from the book. Boy, I'm going to say to them, do what? Got a mother and a father. He did. You say Yahusa? What? No. Why did you say Yahusa? Okay. He said Yahusa was in jail. I mean, let me say, is this got anything to do with ICE? No, I mean, they just locked up another Mexican the other day, took his wife to the hospital. He's talking about, he ain't going to jail. No, but see, pay attention to what he said one more time. He said, listen to the first part. Listen to what he said.
Now I say,
that
the heir,
somebody that's come in possession of something,
as long as he is a Yalid,
do what?
differeth nothing from a servant.
Makes sense. How we put that together? Motion? Okay, let's try that. See if that's Aleph, Malachim, chapter 22, verse 19. 1 Kings, chapter 22. Aleph, Malachim. Some of them might be mad with themselves, shouldn't they? Is there any people should be mad with themselves? I just want to make sure. Verse 19. Let me see what that says. 1 Kings, they'll call it, chapter 22, verse 19. Listen to the book.
And he said, Hear thou therefore the debar of Yahuwah. I saw Yahuwah sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of Shamayim standing by him on his right hand and on his left.
Let me ask you a question. How my wife get her whole name up here? Who wrote my wife government name up here? Who? Who wrote my wife government name up here? Yeah, he's there right next to him. Were they trying to say that's what she give me? No. No, she's a good one. She's a good one. Come on, finish this up.
And Yahuwah said, Who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner.
Yeah.
And there came forth a Ruach and stood before Yahuwah and said, I will persuade him. And Yahuwah said unto him, Wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying Ruach in the mouth of all his Nabiim.
Yeah.
And he said, Thou shalt persuade him, and prevail also.
Listen.
Go forth and do so. Now therefore, behold, Yahuwah hath put a lying Ruach in the mouth of all these thy Nabiim.
Listen.
And Yahuwah hath spoken evil concerning thee. But Zedekiah the ben of Kenaniah went near and smote Micaiah on the cheek.
What happened?
And said, Which way went the Ruach of Yahuwah from me to speak unto thee?
Yeah.
And Micaiah said, Behold, thou shalt see in that yom, when thou shalt go in to an inner chamber to hide thyself. And the Malach of Yasharal said, Take Micaiah and carry him back unto Amon the governor of the city, and to Joash the Malach's ben.
And do what?
And say, Thus saith the Malach, Put this fellow in the prison and feed him with bread of affliction and with water of affliction, until I come in Shalom.
So y'all understand what they gave Yahusha? They gave him gall. They gave him the other stuff. That's what they were doing. They were feeding with affliction. All right, let's see what happened.
And Micaiah said, If thou return at all in Shalom,
What happened?
you hath not spoken by me.
Listen.
And he said, Hearken, O people, every one of you. So the Malach of Yasharal and Yehoshaphat, the Malach of Yehuda, went up to Ramoth Gilead.
Listen.
And the Malach of Yasharal said unto Yehoshaphat, I will disguise myself and enter into the battle.
Tell him what he said he'll do.
I will disguise myself and enter into the battle.
What is he going to do?
Disguise myself
And do what?
enter into the battle.
That's all I need. At 4:1 of Galatians. One day they'll believe I do this for a living. Galatians 4:1. Listen to the book.
Now I say
Now I say,
that the heir,
somebody that come in possession,
as
a
long
ruler, as long,
as he is a Yalid,
what does he do?
differeth nothing from a servant.
Which means he had to disguise himself. He had to look for somebody that was wise and discreet. And he was going into battle. He already knew they're going to know who I am right off the rip. Your law told you that. Did y'all know that? 1 Corinthians 2:7. Get y'all out of here. I left a lot of good stuff on the table, y'all. We'll see how it works out. By the time I'm 2 and 6, by the time I try to come back to it and look at it, we'll be somewhere else. Let's see, 1 Corinthians 2 and 6. Let's see what happened.
Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect,
Listen.
yet not the wisdom of the Surats,
What else?
nor of the rulers of the Surats
See
that
that?
come to naught.
Listen what happened.
But we speak the wisdom of Elohim in a mystery.
See that? You mean discreetly. Can we find such a man to be so discreet? Listen.
Even the hidden wisdom,
See that? See that hidden. Listen why.
which Elohim ordained before the world unto our kabul.
So surely he does nothing to reveal it, unless he reveal it to his servant, the Nabaim, which means it's not for everybody. Listen what this he told you.
Which none of the rulers of this world knew,
Tell them why,
for
bro.
had they known it,
Tell them what would have happened.
they would not have crucified the Adonai of glory.
Those people never would have sold all their possession to Yahushua if they'd known what they were actually setting up to do. They'd have never done it. Them people never went hungry. They knew what was happening. They'd have saved it. They'd have kept their stuff. How many of y'all have gotten rid of stuff and you see later on it done went up and you said, goodness, if I'd have kept that stuff. I can't believe I got rid of that for that. You weren't supposed to see it. See, you gave that up, but he let them give up Yahushua. He let them give up salvation. They sold their salvation. You know our book told us. You catching up? No, we bouncing. One time you went up. We bounced. See that? But don't it make sense? Because a lot of us have bought something we gotten rid of and we wound up losing over the course of time. So now he told us to buy the truth and sell it not. So a lot of people, they sold their stuff. When we went back and looked at Yahushua, all those people gave up their land. They gave up all their stuff. Mizraim wound up coming back. Mizraim wound up recovering. But those people had already sold all their stuff. And he got them with a morsel of food. You know what they remind you of? A soup. A lot of y'all will do the same thing. You're going to sell your birthright. So now you find the heir, as long as he's a child, he's different nothing from a what? A servant. Which means when the Malach Yasharal went out, would make sense that the Malach Yasharal would do it because he ruled as, which means, guess what else happened? They ain't going to believe what happened. When Yahushua was coming, Yahuwah was coming, you ain't believe what Adam told his wife. I will disguise myself. That's why he looked like one of the trees. Of course you didn't go catch it. You're supposed to catch it. What's the day today? 27. 27. I get paid in 3 days. We bouncing. We him. check. We riding. We bouncing. But that's how it works. So it makes sense why he did that. He disguised himself. Y'all all right? He had to disguise himself. And that's what he did coming into this. See, it was never set up the way people think. This thing not set up the way people think. It's not set up for all these people to get it. Don't worry about it. Come on, finish up what you got. The heir, as long as it's a child, different nothing from
a servant,
but it's what under who?
Though he be out of knee of all.
Can you imagine that? The Malach Yasharal done went in and put on stuff looking like his servant, and he was over them. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the trees sitting here, look at this man with bushes, leaves on his body, and he over the trees? What you gonna do with a man doing that? Do you think those trees realize this man got on leaves? They think he one of them. But he disguised himself. This is what happened.
But is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Abba.
Listen.
Even so we, when we were beneath, were in bondage under the elements of the Arats.
So he used the same premise with you being a son. Listen what happened.
But when the fullness of the time was come,
what did he do?
Elohim sent forth his band.
Did what?
Made.
He told you that you were children under bondage. He didn't tell you that about him. He just disguised himself like he was. That's why they call him a sinner. If he looked like us, he looked like a sinner. I don't look like a tree with the leaves on. Was he a tree? No, he wasn't a tree. Yahushua came out looking at Yahushua came out looking. Was he a sinner? He'd have never told you that. But listen what happened.
Made of a Nashim, made under the law.
That's how the Malachi had charge over him. See, if you'd have sent him any other way, he wouldn't have had to listen to him. So he had to disguise himself. He had to come under the law. There's no way they would have worked for him. So let me ask you a question. If he had to disguise himself and come for them to work for him under the law, how you going to get from under it? And they're going to work for you? Because he had to come under the law, which means he was going to be subject to it. How's what the Malachi going to work? Because what the devil asked him to do, he can actually do that. He just told him that. If you're the ben of the man that run everything, then you can just throw yourself down. Because it's written, he's going to give his Malachi charge over you unless you dash your foot against the stone. He says, hustle ring, you're not supposed to tempt him. So he showed you they did keep him. Did he hurt his feet? Checkmate. Checkmate. He just showed you they did keep him because he didn't do it. So you'll do something stupid and jump out there to prove yourself, which show you're not made, you're not subject, and the Malachi not working for you. So they did exactly what he told you to do. See how the law did work for him? I don't know. Y'all all right? Am I throwing y'all off? But wouldn't it make sense? Who else did we know disguised himself? We found 2 times that Yasharal disguised himself. From Adam to the Malach Yasharal, in the 22nd chapter of the book of Aleph Malachim. That's 2 times we find him disguise himself. Or is it actually 3? We find him also disguise himself when it came down to him when he gave himself up for us. Yasharal, the Malach of Yasharal. That's what they told. He beat the Malach of Yasharal, come down, and they said they would do what? Why would he come down, Christian, people could believe? 12:37. When he finished that up, Yehukanan. Let's see what happened. 12:38, Yehukanan. I'm going to try to let y'all go. Listen, this good. This need to be longer time. I ain't going to hold y'all no longer. Get home, get sleep, let your kid go to school so they don't learn nothing. I want your kid to go. I want your kid to be awake. I want your kid lying. I fell asleep. I'm going to be wide awake and don't learn nothing. Government schools are not to educate, they're to concentrate. Y'all will learn it. Y'all just won't work with me and get with me and realize something. That's another famine coming. I don't trust these crackers. Let me tell y'all something. This whole world going to hell in the handbasket. I've been trying to get y'all to work together. We got to build something. It's not good as y'all think. This man a liar. Listen, gas accelerate. Let me tell you something. These people are punning and getting rid of shit. These people not getting more stuff. Listen, and the stuff they give them is all illusion. Credit does not show a sign of a strong economy. A strong economy, people got cash. Don't let these people fool you, this capitalistic thing. It's stupid. If all the people borrowing, how's that strong? What happened when we borrowed from Israel? Huh? When we borrowed from them, hell, they failed. We left. When all of us borrowed from them, they failed. They lost. Why would I think a borrowing economy is strong? When we left, the book said we borrowed from them. We took their goods and left. They failed. That makes no sense. You're borrowing. You're not purchasing. Cash is not flowing. Listen, this is all an illusion, people. You're going by what they're telling you. You know, are you making any more money? Please don't listen to these idiots. That's why they don't want people to get employed for themselves, because you'll actually see people. I'm in business where I know if people are spending. They're not spending to these numbers they give me out make absolutely no sense. I'm not at nobody's job. Somebody give me a check because I'm at a computer or talking to somebody doing something. I know if people spending. I know if these people are not spending. They're lying to you. These people are not spending. They're going to have a war. Why y'all think all these people protesting these countries? These folks trying to take over. These people are uprising in countries. You know how many people just left Venezuela? Over 1 million people have just left Venezuela. They're going into Ecuador. Ecuador had to lock their border. How many of y'all not countries it is? What you think how when 1 million people walk out of a country? 1 million. 1 million people walked out and they still leaving. Ecuador had to lock their borders down. Other countries are locking their borders down. These people are leaving. Nicaragua got problems. These people trying to overtake their government. Don't listen to these lying crackers. This place is one of the worst states it's been in. If you look at it from a job point of view, it's great because you're getting your same check every week. Nobody give me no check, I got to make a check. You got to make a check, you know what's going on. I'm telling y'all, these people not spending like that. These people are hurting. These people trying to get credit. And people that's extending them credit are getting credit. So you got a whole world built up on credit. That's not good. That's not good for an economy. That's just not good. If I get 10 credit that don't pay me, I'm not going to pay the people I got my money from. And eventually, it's going to be a lot of default. And once these people start falling, these people going to start protesting. These people going to start looting. These people going to start robbing. They're going to start murdering. They know what happens when people get poor. So they got to give you a news story and make you think people have stuff. You know you ain't got shit. How anybody else got something? Anybody got no more than you? And these people, oh, somebody went to the line and got a new car. Did they pay cash or did they sign a piece of paper for credit? And some bank extended them a loan. And the bank borrowed the money to pay for the car for you. And you paying the bank back, and the bank paying who they got the money from. They're depositors who also borrow. Oh, don't let anybody fool y'all because some car walk. People not walking in spending cash. This is rare. These people are hurting out here. They're like that song, hurt people, hurt people. Ooh. Oh, drop the mic. Don't let nobody lie to y'all. Come on, finish this up. This is 1237, 38 of your Ukanon. They call St. John, let y'all go. Come on, listen to the book. Get ready, let's take the money.
That the saying of Yeshayahu the Nabi might be fulfilled,
Then what happened?
which he spake, Yahuwah, who hath believed our report,
And
to whom hath the arm of Yahuwah been revealed.
listen.
Therefore they could not believe, because that Yeshayahu said again, he hath blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, nor
Yes.
understand with their heart.
Y'all see what he did? He blinded their eyes. They should not do what?
That they should not see with their eyes,
And do what?
nor understand with their heart,
Listen.
and be converted, and I should heal them.
See that? Everybody supposed to get this? I told you right there, he blinded their eyes. So let me ask you a question. If he blinded their eye, that means it caused something to come in they couldn't see. You know where else we use that from? It's called a veil. The way into the most Kodasha all had a veil that you couldn't see. You know who else had one? Mushah. As did Tamar. As did Yahusha. He had a veil. That's why they took up stone to stone him. He said, my Abba work and I work. They took up stones to kill him. They said, now because you broke Shabbat, but you being an East said that Elohim was your Abba, making yourself equal with Elohim, which means they couldn't see because of the veil. He blinded their eyes. And they couldn't understand with their heart. So he could heal them, they could be converted. He knew exactly who he needed to say and who he needed to leave alone. And in 15 chapter 13 verse of the book of Matthew, that's why he told them. He said, let them alone. They be blind leaders. If you seen a blind man or a blind woman stumbling around, would you lead them like that? You would not just say, excuse me, man, sir, I can help you. You need some help? You know what he left when he looked at? They were intentionally blind, and that's where he left them. He told them, these people had natural eyesight. He said they were blind and left them alone. Nobody talk about that, though. The Savior of the world said, let them alone. They be blind, meaning they're blind, and not only that, they're leading other blind people. He said if the blind lead the blind, they too. He said that all of them going to fall into a ditch. Why people don't preach about the fact that this man that came to save the world wouldn't stop blind people? A blind man leading other people. Why wouldn't you stop them? Why wouldn't you help them? Your natural instinct would tell you to do that. You know, he'll told him, let them alone. Why would he let them people sit here? And because the scripture, they had charge over him. The Malaki had charge of him. He was under the law. He had to make sure scripture was fulfilled. And he wasn't going to tell them nothing. If you can't see it, if you can't get it, it's meant for you. Even Shaul said about gospel, if our Dabarim be lost, it'll hit the who? In whom? Have blinded the who? Which do what? Lest the who? Who is the what? Should shine on who is the image of Elohim should shine unto them. Now, why would he try to let them see that light? Wouldn't make sense. He said they lost. Listen, it meant for them to be lost. I don't know why people don't see. People, let me tell you, the truth of the matter is, a lot of stuff y'all think ain't how it go. Because this in your book. Now, he couldn't go past this because this is your scripture. And this stuff had rule over him. It's got rule over you, too. Now, I'm not thinking, I know exactly. Listen, he put him in, leave a person alone. That's why I leave him. I don't try to instruct nobody no further than he tell me. Leave you exactly where you supposed to. You got a hole you got to fall in, and you got hell you got to burn in. That's why I got to let you go. And you know when people say, that's not right. I know the God I serve. That's exactly right. The God you serve. He gonna lead you straight to hell. Sheol, Gehenna, Ben Hanam, Ben Haram. You going. Don't let my make no fool. It's not intent for everybody to see this. Which means when this man was stripped, everybody didn't see it. Everybody didn't see it. He just told you, unless they should see with their eyes and understand with their heart. It wasn't meant for everybody to say, oh, my goodness, I know good. Well, I'm not for be sitting looking at no naked man. Exactly right. So you don't blinded your eye, made you turn look another way. And you ain't understand with your heart. You ain't understand the scriptures that told you they're going to have to look on him. I'm going to make better on in the sight of all the nations. And you too stupid to get it. Only Mr. Yahuwah could set it up. And left you under the law that you done got the curse of the law. Because you know what the law saying now? Curse of every man don't continue in all of it. Because the book said they supposed to look on it. So you weren't looking. And those that watched, they knew it was him. So you be so smart in one part of the law, you be offended in another. That's why you don't want to try it. Too easy to mess up. It's too easy to mess up with it. Y'all all right? All right, that's good. All right, that's good. No, thank you.